Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely impressive B2B transformation story. You know, if you've ever felt like your business operations are running you rather than the other way around, you are absolutely going to want to hear this. We're unpacking the architecture of a system that is designed to completely overhaul how businesses manage their poor day-to-day operations. So let's get right into it. We're looking at NEXO 4 ERP, and their core promise is pretty bold: zero chaos, maximum control. Let's see exactly how they pull that off.
Let's start with an honest question. Is your current accounting system causing weeks of absolute chaos at month end? For so many financial controllers, CFOs, and business owners, the end of the month is literally a nightmare. It's just a mess of data silos, manual reconciliation, and wildly chaotic financial closing processes. You know the drill. You're downloading CSV files from some sales platform, cross-referencing them against an incredibly fragile inventory spreadsheet, and then manually keying all of those entries into outdated accounting software. It is so stressful, it's incredibly prone to human error, and frankly, it keeps leadership teams flying blind for weeks while they just sit around waiting for the final numbers.
And that brings us to the core transformation we're analyzing today. For companies stuck on those fragmented legacy systems, closing the books means weeks of manual, painful work. But with NEXO 4, that entire process shrinks down to mere days. It's like night and day. By actually unifying the data, the system completely compresses the time it takes to close the books. I mean, just imagine what your finance team could actually achieve if they weren't spending 3 weeks out of every single month just looking backward to figure out what happened, and instead spent that time looking forward to actually plan for growth.
All right, Section 1, introducing NEXO 4 ERP and the centralized data core. To understand how you actually get from weeks down to days, we need to look under the hood at the underlying infrastructure.
NEXO 4 isn't just a basic accounting tool. It's a comprehensive enterprise resource planning system built exclusively for clarity. It acts as the single source of truth for your entire organization. Here is that centralized data core in action. Look at this workflow. A transaction happens at the point of sale, or maybe through a sales order. Instantly, that exact same transaction propagates right to your inventory module. Stock levels update automatically without anyone lifting a single finger. And simultaneously, it hits the real-time general ledger. There are no batch updates at midnight. There are no manual clunky syncs. A single action ripples instantly across the entire ecosystem, completely eliminating those dreaded data silos.
Moving on to Section 2, master your finances with real-time visibility. When your data flows instantly from sales and inventory directly into your accounting module, it fundamentally changes how a business operates.
You go from being purely reactive to entirely proactive. Your financial health is no longer this static historical document. It becomes a live, breathing dashboard. So what specific capabilities does this actually unlock? Well, first, you get those real-time general ledger updates we just talked about. Next, multi-currency and multi-company support. If you're trading globally or managing a group of subsidiaries, you know that is an absolute must-have. Then we have automated tax calculations, which simply removes a massive, headache-inducing layer of manual math and liability. And finally, built-in budgeting and cost center analysis. This lets you track exactly where your capital is going and how it's performing, right down to specific departments or even individual projects.
Section 3, 100% FBR tax compliance, localized for Pakistan. Now, if you are doing business in this region, listen up, because this is arguably the most critical part of this entire explainer. One of the most massive local pain points is the constant looming threat of tax penalties, audit headaches, and ever-changing compliance rules from the Federal Board of Revenue, or FBR. A global system is great, sure, but if it doesn't speak the local tax language, it's virtually useless. The exact solution here is Tier-1 FBR POS integration. Now, this isn't some third-party bolt-on or a messy workaround. It is a direct, automated reporting connection built natively right into NEXO 4 for retail and manufacturing businesses. It calculates the necessary taxes instantly at the point of transaction and pushes that data straight to the authorities as required. Basically, it means business owners can actually sleep soundly, knowing they are directly mitigating regulatory risks and avoiding those steep FBR penalties.
And let me tell you, that localization goes incredibly deep. We aren't just talking about basic sales tax here. The system natively handles FBR sales and withholding tax. When you run your HR and payroll through the system, bam, it automatically calculates EOBI and PESI deductions. It covers provincial taxes like SRB compliance for the Sindh Revenue Board. It even comes pre-configured with a standardized Pakistani chart of accounts. Compliance fluency isn't just an afterthought with this system, it's literally woven into the very fabric of the software.
All right, Section 4, executive dashboards and audit-ready reporting. Because clean, compliant data is the fuel, but the dashboard, that's the steering wheel.
This is where NEXO 4 feeds all that transaction-level data directly into strategic executive insights. The analytics overview empowers CFOs and CEOs with instant visualizations. For example, tracking revenue trends with a monthly purchase versus sales comparison. You don't have to put in a ticket with your IT department to build a report and then wait 3 days to get it back. You just open your browser, and right there, you can visualize revenue trends, spot margin compressions, and make data-driven decisions instantly. Plus, the system is always audit-ready. That means you can drill down from a high-level chart right into the underlying, perfectly compliant general ledger entry.
To really put this into perspective, let's look at the measurable impact of having all these tools right at your fingertips. 40%. According to the source material, that is the massive efficiency boost experienced. It turns out, when you eliminate the chaos, you unlock some serious operational velocity.
Which brings us to our final point. Section 5. Zero chaos, maximum control. It is time to operate with confidence.
By bringing sales, inventory, localized tax compliance, and real-time accounting together into one centralized core, NEXO delivers on its ultimate brand promise. It's built for clarity and designed for growth. It replaces those outdated, fragile spreadsheets and completely disconnected software stacks with a highly scalable, audit-ready machine. It removes the friction from your day-to-day operations so that your business infrastructure scales effortlessly, right alongside your ambitions.
So I want to leave you with one final thought today. Are you ready to leave financial chaos behind and operate with confidence? If you are still spending weeks on month-end closing, or you're losing sleep over FBR compliance, it might just be time to take a hard look at your operational infrastructure. The tools absolutely exist to move you from chaos to control. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this deep dive sparks some ideas on how you can streamline and scale your own operations. Until next time.